everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hi if you're new, and welcome to another reading vlog where hopefully we're going to read a lot like we did last week and we're going to vlog. So I've decided this week, because I've got a massive pile of books beside me because I want to keep reading and I can't decide what to read, and I thought, do you know what, Soph? Why don't we have a week where we read books that I have been sent to review? Be that physical copies or get the Kindle out and read the ARCs I've been sent on NetGalley. And yeah, still making a good dent at TBR hopefully, but actually getting some reviews done. So I'm going to start today with Situationship by Mako Sherry. Hope I'm pronouncing that okay. I'm very excited to read this. It sounds brilliant. So we join Nayeli, who's a college student with a restless soul, excited at the prospect of adventure and self-discovery during her first ever trip overseas. Nayeli is to spend the Christmas holidays visiting her friend Olivia, who is studying in London, but instead finds herself alone in a strange city. It is in the midst of the cobblestone streets of the British capital that Nayeli's path intertwines with that of James, a charismatic Londoner with a captivating charm. James is a budding actor and musician who naturally exudes talent and ambition, but at times there's a slight sadness in his eyes, an emotional unavailability that James refuses to admit even exists. Comfortable behind his shield of casual encounters and fleeting connections, James is both shocked and confused when he finds himself not as detached to Nayeli as he should be, especially since she lives thousands of miles away. Will Nayeli and James be able to get out of their own heads and lead with their hearts, or will it all come crashing down in heartache and unfulfilled dreams? It sounds cute, and I can't wait to get going on this. So we are 3 chapters in, and I'm enjoying it so far. We've met Nayeli, who is not having the best time at university. Her roommates are not very nice. One's even stolen money from her. She had a bit of a nasty breakup where he cheated on her, and however lovely her family are, we've met the mum and gran, really, really sweet and lovely. She's not in a good place at the moment. So she's just arrived basically in London, staying with her friend Olivia. Olivia's spending the year studying in London, so Nayeli's just spending the Christmas holidays with her. We briefly met James, so the chapters do alternate between the two, it seems. And we don't know a lot about him yet. He's just been basically spent Christmas Day with the family. You don't get the vibe he gets on with them very well. There's reference to them taking drugs and just not being amazing people. And it seems like he wants to improve his life. And yeah, basically all we know is they're both on Tinder, Nayeli and James, and it appears that they've matched, and that's as far as I can tell you. I'm not going to tell you a lot more after that because spoilers. Hello, it's 20 to 12, so I'm just about to pack up, get my shoes on, and head round to my parents for Easter lunch. But I thought I'd give you a quick reading update. So I'm now 40% of the way through Situationship. I'm enjoying this book. I am enjoying this book. So they finally met, James and Nayeli. I'm not going to go into details because I'm not going to give you the spoilers. But it's them both being very insecure in their own way is actually really quite endearing and sweet and relatable as well, which I really am enjoying. So Nayeli, it's not, sort of when you're in a romance book and the book gets so engrossed in the romance that all of the rest of their life almost just gets shoved out the way and forgotten about. Whereas here, there's still although the romance hasn't actually started yet, I'm assuming it's going to. I could be very wrong. But we still have the impact of their normal everyday lives on them as people. And, sort of awkward situations and, these internal sort of thoughts. It's a really unexpected but refreshing writing style. And I'm finding this so easy to read. And I'm also finding myself kind of rooting for both characters, but whether they get together or not, I actually really don't care. You know, I want Niele to, you know, be happy in her life. I want her to find some new roommates and actually not really worry about relationships and exes and things like that. I want James to sort of, you know, achieve his goals. Whether they do that together or apart is completely irrelevant at this juncture. I just, yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. So as I said, I'm 40% of the way through. I probably will pick this up when I get home. I don't know how long I'm going out for today. We're just going to see. It's just chilled. But yeah, so far so good. Hello. It's just gone 5 on Tuesday afternoon and I'm cooking dinner. It's just myself and Dukin tonight because the other half's working for a few hours. So we're just going to have a cosy evening reading and we're going to continue this vlog. So I have very nearly now finished Situationship, right? See, very, very, very nearly finished. I've only got about 40 pages left. Oh my goodness. Has this taken me for a ride? And I didn't expect to enjoy this as much. I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I am so invested in these two characters. It's ridiculous at this stage. So I can't remember when I last caught up with you, but Niele's home now, basically. Said goodbye to James. It was kind of like, no, we're not going to have a thing. Don't be silly. You live in the US. I'm here in England. You know, they both kind of wrote it off. And then we're straight back to their respective lives. I feel so sorry for Niele and not having the strong friendship connection I really feel that she deserves with people. Because, I mean, I know I'm very fortunate. I'm not fortunate in that I don't see my friends very, very much. We're all spread out. So I'm sort of in Wiltshire. I've got one down in Sussex. I've got a friend in Birmingham, one in Glasgow. But they're the kind of friends that I know if I picked up the phone and said, I need you now, they would drop whatever and come. And, you know, I like the fact that I have that. And I have local friends that, you know, they're fine. We say hi and stuff and I could have a drink with. But I don't think I've ever had the horrible, toxic friendship that poor Niele has in this book. And do you know what? Strength of character, all power to her. She's awesome. James, grow up, sort it out, but I like you anyway. I want the best for both these two, whether that is a proper relationship or not, I don't care. But do you know, I haven't read a book in so long that I've had such strong emotional connections to, and that I've really been not stressing about, but just feeling so much about these characters. So yeah, I intend on finishing this tonight, and then seeing how the night progresses, I want to read one or both of these two short stories, because I think it's been a really stressful few days at work, and I could do with a light and fluffy, and I think a short Christmas read probably is what I need. So I've just finished Situationship. I really enjoyed this book, and I mean, I really enjoyed this book. I would highly recommend. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. And you know what? The only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because I would love an epilogue, or I would love to know a little bit more, like the next step. But you know what? I love the two characters. I love the storyline. And yeah, it was so good. It was just really, really good. So now let's choose the next book. So I'm about to start The Weekend Game by Maria Valentine. This is a tiny little book. It is only 46 pages. And it says, set to a backdrop of nostalgic Christmas music and a sumptuous aroma of mulled wine, The Weekend Game is played by the perfect couple, Tula and James. As they vie with each other to arrange the perfect weekends, each overflowing with festive romance, our story unfolds in a flurry of heartwarming gorgeousness as we head towards their big New Year's Eve celebrations. In this classic tale, A Boy Meets Girl, our storyteller has their own idea about how this relationship will play out, and not everything is as it seems. Does that not sound really good? Well, this has started in a very interesting way. The author's just given us like a paragraph about each chapter, telling us about them. And you know what? Although it felt a bit weird when I was reading it, I'm now thinking, I wish more books did that. Kind of like, these are your characters, let me tell you what they're about now, and now let's crack on with the story. I just bizarrely really like that. Okay, I've only read the first chapter, and I'm already a little bit obsessed with how this book has, like, started out. Because we had the bit that I said at the beginning about the characters in a paragraph each, and the first chapter is basically, these are how the characters met, and now let's just jump on 10 months to the rest of the story. I really like this so far. It's strange, but good strange. Okay, I am on page 20 and I haven't stopped smiling. This is so cute. So basically, Tudor and James take it in turns every weekend to, choose what they're going to do. We just had this cute little interjection from the author sort of saying, oh, we're going to leave that bit there because it's not that kind of book. Oh, this is just, it's so cute. It's so cute. I hope it stays cute. I would be very happy if the whole book is just different weekends of them doing stuff and there's no dodgy drama and nothing complicated. Just light and fluffy cuteness. I have no words. I have no words. And I tell you what, Maria Valentine, if we meet, we're going to have a conversation. I liked a lot of it. I actually really like the whole concept, to be honest. Although it's floored me a little bit. I like the author interjections. But I just didn't expect it. And it's completely taken me by surprise. And I just don't know what to say at the minute. It was very strange. So I think we're going to try for one more book tonight. And we're going to go with Tucked Away on Christmas. There's a heartwarming holiday tale that will fill your heart with joy and the spirit of the season. Join the charming characters as they embark on a magical adventure, discovering the true meaning of Christmas and the power of love and friendship. Well, do you know what? I hope this sits better than the last book, which was just bizarre. So I've just finished Tucked Away on Christmas, and this was really unexpected. I thought it was just going to be a really naughty book and it was going to be a 30-page sort of naughty fest. But it wasn't. It wasn't. And we basically join our main female character. I want to say her name's Heather. I've had a complete brain fart here. Who basically is lost her husband. He passed away. Got a daughter who's kind of got her own life now. And she's potentially going to spend Christmas on her own. And then she meets up with this guy that she used to know, who's her daughter's age, basically. But he had this crush on her. But naughty things happen, but basically it's off page anyway. Pretty much, most of it. But it's more about her and her grief and her having, these feelings and then feeling guilty about it because obviously she's still grieving for her husband. But it's sort of like, is it okay to move forward? And this kind of internal battle. And I just wasn't expecting this to be more of an emotional read, where I was just expecting this really short naughty book. So do you know what? It was really nice and just completely unexpected. But I'm feeling really happy now. So I've finished 3 books this week that I need to do reviews for. So I'm going to have a very busy weekend, but we're going to keep going. I'm not going to finish another book tonight because I'm shattered. But I might start another one. And I'm thinking of starting The Red Wine Diaries Volume 1 by Scarlett B. Moore. And we join... What have we got? Plagued with mental demons from his painful past, riddled with broken promises of love, with a string of empty liaisons under his belt, aimed only to satisfy his insatiable desires of a rather dark, kinky, and sexually dominant nature, Stuart has given up hope of ever finding a soulmate, till Scarlett bursts into his life with her unconditional love, devoted loyalty, boundless compassion, ravenous sexual appetite, and willing submission in the bedroom, taking a wrecking ball to the fortress surrounding his heart, thus allowing her blinding light to set his soul ablaze. Raging a war on his mental afflictions, she is fiercely determined to release her beautiful creature of a man from his agonizing chains, whilst binding their hearts and souls together for eternity, and frequently allowing him to bind her to his bed as she swallows him whole. Well, this is going to be a naughty one, isn't it? Let's maybe read a chapter or two tonight and see what we think. Hey, I've refilmed this last clip 3 or 4 times because I'm really struggling with what to say about this book. So anyway, it's now Friday evening. It's about 9:30, so I will be going up to bed soon. The other half's working a night shift, so I'm not exactly rushing because I won't ring him to say goodnight for another couple of hours yet, but Duke's asleep. So I will be going up shortly so I can put him to bed. But I've not vlogged the last couple of days. I've not read the last couple of days. I've had a couple of late ones in the office. And when I say late ones in the office, I left yesterday at 20 to 11. It was about a 14, 15-hour day. Maybe 16 hours. I don't even know. It was a very long day. So I'm chilling reading tonight. And I'm reading The Red Wine Diaries. Now, I was very kindly sent this by the publisher on the assumption I'm going to do a review. And I'm really struggling with this book. Now, I knew it was going to be a smutfest. I don't mind that. I've read loads of books before where it's like naughtiness on every page, and I'm okay with that. I'm a big girl now. It's okay. Know the mechanics of things. I don't mind that they're doing or talking about naughty things on every page. It is the language I'm really struggling with, and it is cringe. I mean cringe. I mean like Dante's Peak exploding, snacking on a meaty sausage. It is... I'm actually very uncomfortable reading it. And when I'm sent a book to review, I like to push on and read the whole thing. And I'm really struggling, and it's only 250 pages long. I'm now on page 66, and I genuinely don't know if I can continue. And I went on to Goodreads to just, I don't know, to see if I was on my own with this or how other people felt. And the only person that has given a review is the author. And I just feel really uncomfortable at the moment. So I'm going to read another few pages before I head out to bed. We'll regroup on this tomorrow, I think. But I don't remember the last time I actually felt uncomfortable reading a book, and it's such a shame because I don't mind a smutfest. I was very, very excited to read this book, and I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. Alright, it's 10 now, so I'm going to head out to bed, and I don't know if I'm going to continue with this book. So we've just had a BDSM scene. Now, yes, there's a safe word. Fine. The author thought about that. The author has also thought about aftercare. So there's been some consideration in this book. But what really bothers me now is he was whipping her, basically. She said the safe word, but then we jumped to, rather than him just go, "Are you okay?" and ask any questions, he just starts with the naughtiness. And I think, I don't know happy I am with how that was done, that whole section. So I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to see if I'm going to continue this tomorrow or if I'm just going to DNF it, which is such a shame. But I'm actually really bothered by it at the moment. And you know what? Maybe it's a blip. Maybe it's going to get better. Maybe it's just not a book for me. I don't know. We'll see. But it's late and I'm tired. Hello, final reading update in this vlog. I did not go back to the Red Wine Diaries. The bookmark's still in it. I will try and pick it up one more time. But yesterday I read half of A Highly Improbable Meet Cute and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not loving it, but I'm really enjoying it. Ella's really sweet and she's just started teaching at the school, where across the way is Liam, and she and Liam had a moment on a holiday and they sort of just parted, not knowing each other's name, etc. So it was a bit of a surprise them finding out that they're working across the way from each other. And unfortunately Ella's had a bad workplace romance before, so she's like, no, I can't do it again, not with someone I work with. But there's serious chemistry between them, so I think we kind of know what's going to happen. But I like it. I like the sort of we're alternating the chapters between, you know, the two of them and their feelings for each other, and it's just really, really sweet. So I think I'm going to enjoy that. I think I am. But yeah, so this week hasn't gone great. I finished at least 3 books. However, I'd wanted to finish more, and I feel the reading slump is on the horizon, because I've actually ended the week with 12 books on Goodreads that I'm currently reading, because I'm just not, if I'm not feeling a book, I'm not pushing on with it. But actually all that number is doing at the moment is really winding me up. So I'm thinking next week we might try and make it a week of finishing and just see how many of those, and that's our focus, just those books, and either DNF them or finish them. Let's see how we do. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a like, consider subscribing. I shall see you soon.